Hello, everybody. You've tuned into the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm your host, Sergeant Rich Myers with Indianapolis District 52 Public Information Office. We welcome you to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. Thank you for tuning in. It's brought to you each and every week by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. We thank them for their continued support. We thank Tom Trial behind the scenes, putting us on YouTube each and every week. And I also thank my guest for being here today, Trooper Patrick Eder. Thank you, Patrick.
You're welcome.
Thanks
for having me.
I appreciate you coming back, and we're going to talk about something that is very near and dear to your heart and to all of us, and something that is coming up here shortly. And you guys have worked really hard and raised a lot of money for this. That's the Trooper Bartram Memorial Foundation's Christmas for Kids, and that's going to be coming up here next month, real soon.
Almost 2 weeks, or so. December the 5th. We're having our event at the Walmart in Greenwood, which is on State Road 135, just south of Smith Valley Road.
Now, is that a new location this year?
Yes. Last year we were in the Canby Walmart. This year we're in the Greenwood Walmart. Some of those district managers actually encourage us to come to their stores, and Kim Bartram decided this year to go to the Greenwood store. And some of that depends on the geographic location of the kids we're helping too.
Okay.
Because in our program, we have the kids come to the Walmart with their parents and meet us there. Other programs, the police officers may go out and pick up the children.
But that would be extensive with you're helping 125 kids this year.
Well, actually, I think the last count was up to 140 now.
Really?
Yeah. So 140 kids. We're going to try to spend around $125 on each child. So a pretty significant investment.
Yeah.
At Christmas time here. So, but when I started this, helping in this foundation and helping the family, when we did our Christmas for Kids, I decided to have the parents come along too. For one, it's a lot easier on the police officer because
sizing. Hey, what's this look like?
I'm not good at picking out clothing for a 4-year-old little girl, or any child as far as that goes. But having the parent there also eases that child and makes them feel more comfortable to where they can interact with that police officer a lot more while the parents are helping pick out the clothing, and they know their taste. And some of the guys have went even a little further, that they bring their kids. My Sergeant Tony DeLillo is one that brings his 2 little girls, and I try to pair him up with other kids, other girls that are their age, so they can actually help shop, and it works out really well for us, I think. And then sometimes the parents need that interaction with the police as much as the children do, especially in this day and age with the way the police are treated sometimes. And the parents can see how caring that these officers are and how they genuinely want to help their communities and these kids.
Now, what year is this? How far are you into this?
Well, this is our second one that the Trooper Bartram Foundation has actually hosted on its own.
Okay.
Kim Bartram has done this, and the family has done this every year.
Trooper Bartram's sister.
Yes. I'm sorry. Since about a year after Pat was killed in the line of duty in '98, she started raising money for the ITA's, Indiana Trooper Association Shop with a Cop program, or the FOP Shop with a Cop program, and she donated that money in Pat's name. And she did that up to just a few years ago when we started our own foundation. And so now we do it on our own. The state police doesn't have its own Christmas for Kids event. Most troopers will go to the local counties and go through their FOPs, and this is kind of a way that she can represent the state police too, which is very near and dear to her heart, and she wants that state police involvement, and this is just a way of her controlling and doing more for the community than just giving that money to someone else to use.
And not only is this a shopping event, but like you said, you can interact with the police, and there's going to be a lot of things going on there with police vehicles, fire trucks.
Yep. We've invited numerous police agencies: Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Greenwood Police Department, Southport Police. I've invited Morgan County Sheriff, Mooresville Police, Martinsville Police. These are kids are coming from all these areas. Indianapolis Police Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department I've invited. So we're taking kids out of all these areas.
Conservation officers
too. Yes, many of them showed up last year, and so everyone's invited. Any officer that wants to come is invited, because I'm going to need all the help I can get with that many children. And
well, not only officers, but civilian employees, families of officers.
Exactly, and I encourage them to bring their wives, their kids, the civilians on any of the departments to come. And I've also encouraged a lot of our sponsors to come. That way they can see exactly where the money they've donated to our foundation goes to. And we have very, very little overhead, of course, because I'm not paid to do any of this. Kim's not paid to do any of this, and the family's not paid. So almost 100% of our donations and the money we raise go directly towards this event on the 5th.
So walk us through a morning of this. What time and where do the kids go?
I've instructed all the volunteers to try to be there by 9:30, and that way they can get in, get parked, and get settled in, and then the children and parents start showing up shortly after that. And somewhere around 10 o'clock, if everybody's there, we'll get started. And Walmart will. What they like to do is have a big setup of donuts and little treats in the morning, and coffee and juice, things like that. Then later that afternoon, they talked about maybe even having some pizza for the lunch, because some of these families are actually struggling to put food on the table. So that's a way that they don't have to worry about getting up and eat breakfast. They can come there, get a bite to eat. And during that time frame, everybody be in one big room. The kids can go up and talk to multiple different officers and interact with them before we actually do the shopping. Our robot dog,
Duke, Trooper Duke,
is coming this year. And will be
Trooper Teddy.
And Trooper Teddy will be there this year too. So they weren't there last year. So Duke was a big hit at our Trooper Bartram Memorial Ride, our motorcycle ride that we do once a year, and then that's our main. That's actually our only fundraiser. So Duke was a big hit, bigger than anything else. So we've invited him back. So he's going to actually run around the store and do some shopping too with the rest of the officers, and Trooper Teddy will be helping out, and then Santa Claus will be there to take pictures of with all the kids and the officer they're shopping with if they'd like. So.
Well, that's wonderful. It sounds like a great event. Again, it's going to be at the Greenwood Walmart, 882 South State Road 135 in Greenwood, 46143. And that's going to be on December the 5th, starting at what time again?
About 9:30.
About 9:30.
And we'll kick off about 10 o'clock, a little after. We'll have a little program. And our chaplain who was here last year, Jerry, has a gift for each child that she has went out and done on her own. It's a special surprise for them.
Wow.
So she'll be there, and we'll have a little program. And then once we do that, the melee will begin, and we will open the gates, and we'll start doing some shopping.
Well, again, you're listening to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, and it's brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. Talking with Trooper Pat Etter, and we're talking about the Bartram Memorial Christmas for Kids that's coming up here December 5th. Pat, let's talk a little bit about, you say your only fundraiser is the motorcycle ride. You've got the shirt on there from this year's ride, 2015. How did that go? Where was that at?
That's held at Southside Harley-Davidson, is where we start at. It was an escorted ride again this year with our state police motorcycles. I believe next year we're gonna change it up a little bit, maybe go back to the poker run format that we had done before and were successful at. The weather had not looked good about 4 or 5 days out, but the day of the ride, it ended up being really nice out. I believe it might have rained early that morning, but it opened up, was clear blue skies. We had about 60 motorcyclists.
Good.
We were hoping for double that at least, but we were happy with the 60 because the previous 2 years we had been rained out and poured down rain on those days.
So this is actually the first year actually getting started, word of mouth, starting around then.
Right, and we had moved our date from later in the fall back to the first Saturday after the July 4th holiday. And the Bartram family had always held it on that day before, but due to different scheduling conflicts, we'd moved it later on the last few years. So we moved it up. thinking the weather would be better that time of year too, and it turned out pretty good.
Is that when it's going to be next year again?
Yes, it's from now on out. We will have it the first Saturday after the 4th of July weekend, whatever date that falls on. And we haven't completely decided yet what our route will be and how the poker run will start, but we'll have various locations that people go to, and then starting an ending point. Most likely Southside Harley-Davidson will be our start point again. They're very gracious to us and one of our bigger sponsors, and so that's probably where it'll be held again this next coming year.
And that is, talk about a melee of free gifts and handouts.
Kim Bartram, Trooper Bartram's sister, does she will. I would never drag her in here to do this show, but she's very good at reaching out to people to get donations. Everybody in our ride got a free $16 car wash from Sparkling Image, which was over probably a $1,500 to $2,000 donation when it comes to it.
And that's almost your entry fee there back.
Yes, just about.
Yeah.
Well, you can get your entry fee back very easily with some of the free gifts that they give. Outback, just numerous restaurants give us free gifts to give. We have some of our bigger sponsors like Zinc Distributing gives us quite a bit of things to hand out. So we do very well with, or she does very well, because I don't like doing the soliciting side of it. That's her job. But she does very well with that, and some of the prizes that we give away, like the Colts footballs and Colts tickets, Pacer tickets, a lot of sports memorabilia that's signed, Mellencamp signed guitar that she gets, and a lot of that we sell at our live auction, and that's what helps us raise money too. So there's tons of great prizes that we auction off that day. We had last year we had our very own state police officer, Kirby Staley.
Yep.
Come in and sang for us, and he was a huge hit. Everybody really enjoyed that, and hopefully he can be a part of our program every year. Everybody liked him very much. So
now the shirt you're wearing, is that still available?
Yeah, I have plenty of these left over because I was hoping for a bigger turnout at the ride. So I encourage anyone to buy one of these. They can go to our website, bartrammemorial.com, and buy them offline. Or you can get on our Facebook page and contact me direct. And if you live close, we can figure something out to deliver it. I delivered yours today.
Got it here. Yep.
And so no shipping handling charges on the delivery there. But there is a little bit if we have to ship it to you via the mail, but it's not too much. And 100% of that money from the shirts goes right back into the foundation. And if we do have to pay a little bit of shipping, that may be some cost to us. But otherwise, that money all goes back into the foundation. So I'm trying to push them shirts out before the 5th, and I might be able to add a few more kids to our list. And
now, how do you go about getting the kids?
We talk to various organizations. This year we went through Greenwood Police and Johnson County Sheriff, and they contacted their school resource officers, contacted several of the schools, and picked out their kids. We gave them an allotment of so many kids per department. Southport Police did some too. And then in Morgan County, I used some of the churches, my mother's church, First Baptist Church, and they reach out to different people and organizations and find kids that are, we try to get the most needy kids, and some kids that aren't going through other programs. That way we can spread that out between the Morgan County Shop with a Cop, or the Toy Drive, or the Indianapolis Police Shop with a Cop program. So we try to cross-check all that to make sure we're helping the people that need it the most.
That's wonderful. And it's, again, we're down to our last minute here, but we want to get this put out here again so everybody knows. The Greenwood Walmart, 882 South State Road 135 in Greenwood, on December 5th. Start at 9:30.
Starting at 9:30, yes.
And if you're an officer, if you're a family, part of an officer, or a civilian, we're going to need help, aren't we? Anybody
that wants to be there, I will have the rest of these shirts. If you want to buy one of the shirts on scene there at location, they're cut down to $7 a piece. You can't beat it.
You can't beat that. That's a nice shirt.
You put a shirt on and be one of our volunteers and help push a shopping cart. And or just be there. We accept donations to our website, and even that day walk in, and we're looking to have a toy drive prior to that at that Walmart, maybe the Saturday after Thanksgiving, to park a few police cars out front and have people buy us a toy that we can also help give the kids. That way they can spend their money on clothing and things they really need.
Wonderful deal. Thanks for being here. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We're out of time.
I appreciate it.
Listen to the Road Show. Thanks for being here. Road Show out.